In this video, I'll explain how I built this extra large potting bench, which is roughly 8 feet long, 30 inches deep, and 36 inches tall. Given nearly every potting bench on the market is significantly smaller than this, you may be asking yourself, why would we ever need such a thing? Well, because we have a larger than average garden, more like a small farm than a garden, really, and so we need a larger than average potting bench. After searching for hours online, I could find hundreds of regular potting benches meant for small gardens, and also massive workbenches meant for carpentry type work, but only one large potting bench, and it was listed for $9,500, and it didn't even have a shelf for storage. So we decided to build our own, but I couldn't even find plans for such a large potting bench online, so we set out to design our own as well. After looking at hundreds of smaller scale designs for inspiration, we settled on this one by Sarah the Thrifty Decor Chick. She has an excellent article linked to in the description below detailing how she and her dad built this beauty. My wife and I liked it, so we designed a scaled up version based on it. Like Sarah's version, we decided to go with cedar, more to help the shed smell nice than to withstand the elements, though it will get wet by watering seedlings and other potting tasks, and it does give us the option later on to use the bench outside if we want. Anyway, back to the build. The materials used were 3 6-foot-long 4x4s, 7 8-foot-long 1x4s, 2 10-foot-long 1x4s, and 10 10-foot-long 1x6s. We also used a nail gun and brads, deck screws, a hand saw, a circular saw, a square, clamps, 2 foldable workbenches, a pencil, a hammer and nail set, and a circular sander. Note, all of these can be purchased for well under the $9,500 one would pay for the inferior potting bench sold online. I only needed the wood, nail guns, and brads, so we paid less than $800 on all the materials. Our design was pretty simple. Since we wanted the bench to be counter height, which is 36 inches, I cut the 4x4 posts to be about 35¼ inch each, so that when I put the 1-inch boards on top, that are really closer to 3/4 of an inch, the total height would be about 36 inches. Something I noticed using my temporary workbenches and a handsaw, though, is that it's really hard to get all 6 4x4s to be exactly the same height. They were close enough that I could simply line them all up, clamp them together, and sand down the taller ones so that they all ended up being about the same height. Also, I noticed not all were plumb, meaning straight up and down. I figured this is okay and would give the potting bench some character, and I just rolled with it. Being the same height is more important than being perfectly plumb anyway. So anyway, I made the bottom shelf support next by simply cutting the 8-foot-long 1x4 boards to the preferred lengths and nail gunning them together. The hardest thing to do here was to ensure everything was the same length and everything was square. After that, I needed to raise it up and attach it to the 4x4s. We decided we wanted the bottom shelf to have 7 inches of clearance off the ground, since this will provide enough room for us to slide things we want under it with ease. To get the right height and ensure the supports were level, I simply stacked 2 of the spare 8-foot-long 1x4s under the frame on each long side. Note, the 4 inches is really closer to 3½ inches, so 2 stacked on top of each other is pretty darn close to 7 inches. Then I used my nail gun to brad the shelf support 1x4s to the 4x4s. Then I removed the stacked 1x4 supports and followed up with decking screws in all my supports to ensure the supports are strongly attached to the 4x4s. One thing to note, I pre-drilled small holes for the deck screws to help keep the wood from splitting. It may not have been required, but the wood didn't split. After this, I sawed 16 1x6s to make properly sized boards for the bottom shelf. My frame was not perfectly square, and yours may not be either. That's okay. It's a potting bench. Imperfections add to the character. Just know the shelf boards may need to be cut to different sizes. Measure each support spot before cutting the boards. I sanded each 1x6 a little and placed them down without attaching them. Then I determined the spacing between boards by eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's a potting bench. Then I nail gunned them in place. I could have screwed them down, but we figured the screws would be unsightly, and gravity does most of the work anyway, so the nail gun brads will probably work just fine. If I'm wrong, I can glue or screw them down later. No big deal. After this, I built the frame for the top. This required a lot of measuring and hand sawing, but it wasn't that hard. Same as before, I measured, cut, used the nail gun to get everything temporarily in place, then used screws to securely fasten everything once everything was where I wanted it. Then I did the top, which I thought would be the easiest part, but it turned out to be the hardest part. Since my frame wasn't perfectly square, I decided to go with a little overhang to cover up this imperfection. So I placed the first board down, measured it, cut it, sanded it a little, placed it down where I wanted it, and nail gunned it in place. Then I measured the second board using the first one as a guide and repeated the operation there. This was all fine and dandy for the first 3 boards. But by the time I got to the fourth board, I noticed a small gap between the boards since the boards are made of wood and not all wood is perfectly straight. If I was a professional carpenter, I'd run the boards through a planer to make them perfectly straight before I begin, but since I'm not a professional or even an amateur carpenter, I simply bent the fourth board a little, like 1/8 of an inch, nail gunned it in place, and moved on. So as you can imagine, the fifth board was now off by closer to 1/2 inch. I did the same thing there. Nailed down one end, bent the other end, and nailed it in place. Then nailed it down to all the support boards. For the last board, I needed to rip it anyway, that is, cut it lengthwise, since it was both too wide and needed to fit the bend. I did my best to mark it and then rip it with my circular saw, then sanded a little, but as you can imagine, it was off, like 1 inch in the middle. So I nailed down the ends, broke out my clamps to hold the middle in place, nail gunned the rest to all the support boards, and let it sit like that for a week. I read online that you can remove a warp or add a warp to a board by clamping it this way and letting it sit for a week, so I did just that. After the week was up, I removed the clamps, used my nail set to ensure all the nail gun brads were countersunk, then I used my circular sander to give it all a good sanding all over. This part took longer than I anticipated since the boards didn't all fit together perfectly. Getting the top to be smooth enough took me nearly an hour with the circular sander. It's still not perfect, but again, it's a potting bench. It doesn't have to be perfect, and imperfections add to the charm. Anyway, I hope this helps anyone else out there in need of a large potting bench and like me couldn't find one online. Thanks for watching. Cheers!